In the introduction, I introduced you using they as the pronoun because you've said you're non-binary and gender queer, but on your Instagram it says your pronouns are he and him. So what feels best for you?
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up because, I'm grateful that we're having these conversations now. And, you know, even several years ago, like the word non-binary and these types of words that are now more in vogue were not really used. And it was very difficult for me to really find my place because I didn't really feel like I was gay because I knew that I had an attraction to gender outside of the male gender. And also I knew that I wasn't just like a regular, dude. So there wasn't really like these terms that really gave an option for people who didn't fit in. It's like either you were like black or white. It's like there wasn't room for anything else. And that was really difficult for me because and these rabbit holes I take you down, but like in so many ways in my life, I just felt like I didn't really fit in because I like going back to what we saying with growing up, like, I didn't grow up in a strict Muslim home. There's a lot of Christianity around me. There was some Judaism around me. So I didn't feel like I was Muslim. I didn't feel like I was religious. So I didn't feel like I fit into the religious world. And the racial makeup, we know where I stand. So it was the same with my gender and my sexuality. Sticking to the point of non-binary, I do identify with non-binary now. I feel like that's the closest term that really makes sense
Hmm.
of who I am. I can remember like just a few years ago, people were like, "Well, what are you? Are you like you're a guy, but like why do you like have like long hair? Why do you sometimes wear makeup or why do you like wear clothes like that? Oh, so that's so weird." And then like the gay community would be like, "Oh, why are you dating a woman? Are you trying to hide something?" I'm like, "Look at me, don't think I'm trying to hide
Right. You
anything.
can't
Like, does
can't
that even
win.
make sense? If I wanted
Can't
to
win.
I think if I wanted to hide, I would
Right.
hide." Like
So right.
so
You can't win. You're taking it from all sides. Yeah.
no, and I was being like passed back and forth like this game of annoying ping pong that I never signed up for. So it just really sucked because once again, I just felt like I didn't really fit in. And I'm just so grateful now that we have these, even though they don't, like, listen, like, would you identify your full being as being straight? I'm just assuming. I don't know, and it's not my business. But I'm just saying, who is just defined by one
Right.
thing. And that's what I don't
Right.
like about some of this is that we see like people's sexual preferences before we
Right.
see them as people if they're not straight
Aren't
people.
we all
Now
aren't
that's
we all non-binary in some way? For sure. I agree.
um
I agree with that.
so the he him thing, yeah, I mean, listen, here's the deal with my gender association. If I'm with queer friends and I'm in a full look and I'm looking extremely feminine, and one of my friends, we're kikiing, kikiing. Let me just break it down for your audience. A kiki is when you're amongst queer friends and you're just having a good time, you're having a laugh, you're it's like a mehuni, it's that type of thing. So
It's just like a melody. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
totally. So, you're letting your hair down. موهاتو گذاشتی پایین داری چایتو میخوری, you're listening to your gurus, you're having a good
Right.
time. So that's a kiki amongst queer people. So if I'm around queer friends and I'm in a really feminine look and we're like, "Hey girl," we're using feminine pronouns, that's okay because I'm amongst family. I accept that. But if I'm out and a straight person like is calling me girl, that's a problem for me. And I know that may not make sense, but to me, usually when people who are not in the community are calling me girl, they're making fun of
Right.
me.
Right.
So I don't. For me, it's very cut and dry when it comes to my gender pronouns. I go by he him. My children call me daddy. That is the most thing. But there are moments where I embrace the feminine, but that's not my everyday. And that's when I'm with community, and it has to feel right. I have to feel like I'm in a safe space. If I'm not in a safe space, I mean, it's just off limits.